Welcome to the Phlarpin Podcast. Phlarp stands for Park Hills Live Action Role Players. We are a medieval fantasy-themed LARP group that engages in unscripted combat against each other using padded LARP weapons and a shared combat system. We operate out of Park Hills, Missouri every Sunday from 1 p.m. until 5 p.m. It is our hope here at the Phlarpin Podcast that through the utilization of this platform, we can expand on the ideas and suggestions taken from our players in order to maximize player retention and to expand our player base. The Phlarpin Podcast is made possible by support from our players and listeners like you. If you would like to support us, please visit our Patreon where you can do so for as little as $3 a month. Also, any engagement on our YouTube or Facebook pages is much appreciated, and thank you for listening.
Welcome to the Phlarpin Podcast. My name is Jason Smith, or North.
And I'm Brandon Frazier, or Daveen Owen.
And I am Chris, or Eric the Red Bloodzerker.
And I am Jessica, or Mercer Stitch.
I'm an idiot.
I know you are.
Yikes.
Thank you.
Okay,
Seems dramatic.
It
so,
is.
so today is the first day of October,
It is. It's
2023.
Yeah.
spooky season.
Indeed, spooky season.
You stay away from me.
Okay.
You and your lustful things.
Dude, I sent him some pretty cool things on, well, it was TikTok technically is where I saw it, but I sent it to him.
Yeah.
Didn't even get a response.
What a jerk.
I agree.
And then today,
Oh, hey, I pressed a little heart at the bottom of the thing. You didn't get some kind of
No.
notification? I don't know. I assumed that was what that sent it to you.
I think I should have gotten like a, bro, that's awesome. I'm going to
kidding.
buy those, you know?
Oh, okay.
and then today, if you look at Mercer's neck,
Yeah.
he bit her.
Yeah, I got some spots on there.
There is 2 spots there.
Do you
Like,
think
dead
you're going to
serious.
turn?
Yeah, I guess we'll find out once the sun goes down.
Hopefully we're out of here by then.
I'm
If you
throwing
take-
deuces.
If you take double damage because you're a dwarf, like, do you just die instantly with one hit, or...
Listen, I'm about tired of these dwarf jokes. Okay.
Nobody said anything about your stinky beard.
No kidding.
I
How you
shaved it
it off.
You're a beardless dwarf
Yeah.
because you were ashamed of the stink?
No.
You weren't ashamed
Why?
of the stink?
Mm-mm.
But
Well-
she admits it stinks.
Yeah.
But you still shaved it off.
I had to. It was itchy.
When your dwarven brethren find out, they're going to be very upset with you.
Well, you go ahead and write
Your
them a
s- your
stern
whole-
letter and let them know all about
I'm
it.
going to.
Sellout.
Yeah, you know.
I'm not the beardless dwarf.
Listen,
But you're the sellout. You sold us out. You sold Mercer. You sold your own sister out.
you know what happens? Snitches get stitches.
Oh, wow.
And I
Oh,
want,
yeah?
you know what? I want to say something.
I
Not
can
only
drain life.
Not only did he sell his sister out, he lied about it too.
Yeah, that's true. And he lied about the amount at which he
Exactly.
received.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He
We
said,
found out a lot of information.
He said 2 copper.
Mercer Stitch is not my sister.
But
That's correct.
how much did you get?
How much did North get?
Yes.
Yeah.
How much did North get?
Are you not North?
Are you said it?
Because the once
was
you said 2, and then a different time
silver.
you said 4.
It was 2 silver.
Oh, you got 2 silver.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's a lie.
That's another lie. Are we playing 2 truths and a lie?
Yeah, lie. Keep going. Let's hear the truths now.
Thanks.
You
It was
did it-
2 something?
You did it for free, didn't you?
No.
No.
No, it was 2 copper. I tried to get a silver.
It
but
was 4.
It was 4 copper.
We have the evidence.
He ended up only giving me 2. Unless I
I
guess
will
I
call
cheated
him.
myself then.
I'm calling.
I don't remember getting 4.
You know, I did have a thought the other day. I was thinking, like, I hope that
Maybe I
I get
did
to
say 4, I
die
don't know.
in, like, some dramatic way, like, in a public setting, you know, and I'm, like, sitting there and I'm just, like, kind of dying. I got, like, one last sentence left, you know, and I'm just going to point to a complete stranger and go, you did this, as I die. What do you
Hey.
think?
I agree.
Do you think they would, like, live with that trauma forever?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I would.
Just you imagine just, you did this.
I
It's
couldn't
all your
imagine.
fault.
One time I was at the casino and this old man just keeled over. Like, he was pretty far away from me, but everybody knew it happened, because they were all like, oh my God, this
Because
guy-
everybody was like, oh my God.
Yeah, and then these like people came in, they got him on a stretcher, and they were like giving him CPR on the way out, I guess. But I mean, he looked pretty dead. But it would have been crazy if like on the way out he just looked over at me and he was like, "You did this." I'd have been like, "Oh my God."
Would you have felt like you did it?
I just said, "No, I didn't."
Don't put that on me. Don't you dare.
Put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Okay. Anyway, so what section are we doing first?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Recap?
Well, let's not do recap because I don't have any recap stuff. So I'll work on that right now. We need to do something else.
Okay, you want to do comments, North's responses? We're doing.
Let's start with that.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're
why
doing
not?
So we're gonna do
North's
North's
responses. Woo!
Is he
Glad I
ready
thought
for
of
it?
a good name for that.
I still don't think that's a bad name.
No, it's just not.
It's not a good
roll off
name.
the tongue. Okay, from last week, the question was, what's your favorite fictional character and what class would they be? First one looks like it's from Heston. It says, my favorite fictional character is Saber from the anime Fate/Stay Night. She's female King Arthur, basically. She'd be 100% be a champion warrior. Honorable mention character would be Uthred from The Last Kingdom. He'd be a defender warrior / rogue.
I do
dual
like
class.
Uthred. Have you got to watch that at all?
I don't know what that is.
It's a pretty cool show. It's
Do you-
basically this guy who was born a Saxon, but was raised by Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
And he has like this big like conflict on like which side he should be on, and like he's technically owed certain things from like the Viking side, and basically he's kind of disrespected by both sides. And it's just about his story. It's very cool though. He's a beast.
That sounds like something I would like.
It's a good show. And it's on Netflix.
What's it called?
The Last Kingdom.
I'll have to check it out.
And then the next one it's called The Last Kingdom. What's that on?
Netflix,
Oh,
which I just
I
said.
missed that part. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'll have to check that out too. And also, we didn't really mention this, but we got a little bit of a new setup on the video here today. So, sorry, I was reading. I can't do two things at once.
Clearly.
We know that's the truth.
So hopefully you guys like that, the new setup. Get to see our faces more.
And if you
clear on.
don't, well, it's
Too
probably
bad.
how we're gonna do
Yeah.
it,
If you don't, please let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
or don't.
And also let us know if we're loud enough this time. We've been trying to slowly turn it up so we're not blasting out your ears, but made some changes, so hopefully we should be a little bit louder.
Well, I can tell you right now, you're yelling.
I am yelling?
Yeah.
Maybe you
What
could
do you
turn
want me to
your
do?
headphones down. It's fine for me.
Yeah. What do you want me to do?
Nothing. Keep reading.
Oh, okay. Just keep yelling.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We got the next one comes from Valnir. It says Shaggy.
That's fair. Hold on. But before you, because I haven't seen
Okay,
these,
yeah,
let me
guess.
think what I think Shaggy would be. Like, is it one of our like basic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't think he would be a warrior.
I know what he would be.
Have you read this?
No.
Is he a rogue?
I won't tell you yet, but
I'm
who
gonna
else-
lock in
Who
rogue.
else? Yeah, who else has an
Um,
answer for this? You want to make a guess, Eric?
I'm going to say he is a cleric.
Okay, interesting.
Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say
No, the singer.
Beastmaster.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Little known fact about Shaggy: he has the ability to throw his voice, and he is a gymnast. There was one episode where he did like a crazy thing to get in a window, and then he threw his voice in that same episode too, and then they never brought it up again. I don't know if that but canonically he can throw his voice and
Do gymnastic stuff.
I just do gymnastic stuff. Like he could take out a T-Rex if.
So
he
what
needed to.
what does that make him?
But as far as I don't know because I was wondering.
Well, what did Valnir say?
Valnir said Shaggy. He is clearly a beastmaster.
That makes sense. I could live with that.
And Scooby-Doo is his beast. He feeds his beast Scooby snacks, which makes him stronger and have more courage.
Certainly gives him courage. That's
Yeah.
factual information. And I love how, like, as that story progressed, his tolerance built up. He's like, I don't want no one Scooby snack
No.
anymore. At least two Scooby snacks. Sometimes he got 3.
A few times he got the whole box.
Did he?
Did he always start with like, "Will you do it for a Scooby snack?" And
Yeah,
then Shaggy would
and it
or
just, like,
then
built up.
Scooby's
He was
"I'll
like,
do it for 2. He's min-maxing the system.
Smart.
But yeah, I guess the throwing your voice and gymnastics doesn't really play into anything except for maybe Rogue, maybe I don't know.
Either way, Beastmaster makes sense. I think we can move on.
Okay. First off, I would like to say this one is from Eric the Red. It says, first off, I would like to say thank you to Mercer. You nailed the line exactly.
Thank you.
Mm.
You're welcome.
Oh, it was your reading of the outro.
Outro.
And it says, now my fictional character would have to be Leroy Jethro Gibbs.
I wonder who that is.
Who is that?
He was the original NCIS. like the main character on NCIS.
Oh, Gibbs. Okay, I know what you're
Gibbs.
talking about. Yeah.
Leroy Jethro.
The one that wore
Leroy.
the glasses? Is that
No.
a different show?
He used to always give, like, you remind me of DiNozzo. So if I was Gibbs, I would smack you in the back of the head.
Hmm.
DiNozzo always got a Gibbs smack, so.
Okay.
Okay. What was this guy?
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. If I keep going here, it says I would have to be Leroy Jethro Gibbs, and he would be a rogue/champion warrior. Sorry, Batman, but once you get the Gibbs smack, then you realize how much of a badass he truly is.
Wow.
Coming
Okay.
after Batman. What
Yeah.
the heck did he do?
What did Batman do? He's not even superhuman. He's just a guy that's got money.
Exactly.
Just a guy with gadgets.
Coco Gadget.
I wanted to put Inspector Gadget for mine, but I couldn't think of what he would like fit into.
Anything. Like, he.
I would almost think like a
He's a
construct
multi-class.
wizard, like just because he can like manipulate his body to like almost construct levels.
Maybe.
That would be my.
That's probably the closest to what we have, yeah.
But anyway, continue on.
Oh, that'd be a hard one to try to class. My favorite fictional character this is from Trinity. It says, my favorite fictional character that fits into a Phlarp class would probably be Sir Sparhawk, the Elenium series by David Eddings. So I'm assuming that's because he put the name
Probably
as
a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Elenium series by David Eddings as a champion warrior. Okay.
Cool.
I have not heard of that person, but I'll have to check that out, depending on the size of the book. Although my favorite book that I recommend to people is like huge, so maybe I should check it out anyway. And then this next one comes from Vix. It says, my favorite fictional character is probably Clarissa Fairchild.
What are you looking at me for?
I'm seeing if anybody recognizes that.
No.
No.
No idea.
She would definitely be a rogue wizard multi-class. Okay. I don't know who that is, but cool. And then from you, Daveen, it says Brian Robeson. He's a ranger.
Yeah, it's from the book Hatchet. Yeah, I think he's basically a ranger. Basically, the
it's just
story
a
of like a
book?
13-year-old kid who like basically gets stranded in the Canadian forest, and all he has is a hatchet. He has to survive. So it seems very like survival and very like ranger-esque to me. So
Makes sense. How big is that book?
not very big.
Might check that out.
It's probably a couple hundred pages, and the font's real big, and it's probably for a 5th grader.
Oh, I could definitely get through that.
Probably.
I made it to 7th, so.
Yeah, there you go.
Or I graduated 7th, made it to 8th. Anyway, fun. Vic says she was avoiding you as well during Last Man.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, at least we know, you know?
And then the next one comes from Mercer Stitch, and it says Plankton.
Yeah. That's definitely better than Inspector Gadget.
And he's a rogue, yeah. I guess he's a rogue.
He is kind of I would imagine him as like the silver tongue rogue, you know?
Very tricky.
Yeah.
I could see that.
All right.
All right, and that's it.
And that was
Norse responses.
fair enough.
Did my woo
Way
in
to
there,
be
Ric
Ric
Flair.
Flair.
Yeah.
Well, now we have recap. If you want
We
to do
have
that,
recap.
Yeah, sure.
we can go ahead and ignore the first comment because that's not going to get out in time. So,
Oh, yeah.
so we started with Last Man Standing.
Did we?
It's almost like we do that every week.
No.
Almost.
Punch in my mic.
Almost.
Okay, so yeah, we started with Last Man Standing.
Yeah, and I think that went okay. Came down to like 5 of them. They were kind of just like staying away from each other, and then we finished with a 1, 2, 3. In third place was
Was it?
great. Oh,
What?
3,
It was a 1, 2, 3.
just like that.
I like to do it like this. 1, 2, 3.
Sure, that makes sense.
Sure.
Gregor, shout out to Gregor. It was his first week as a new class. Finished in 3rd place in Last Man Standing with his bow. And he was making some good shots today.
Yeah,
He
wasn't
was.
there kind of like a big, like I heard everybody cheer. I didn't see it, but at the end of Last Man Standing, I think it was last man standing. I
Yeah, it
heard
was like everybody
everybody was
fell. Like everybody was going hard.
Like it was
man.
like something happened, but I
Yeah.
wasn't watching.
Yeah. So somebody ran over Gregor,
Mm-hmm.
which I found ironic. And then Sarvok came in second place. And then Heston came in and finished Sarvok, but then he fell down. Or Heston fell down like as he was killing Sarvok too. So it was just like these people kind of falling all over the place. But that's how it finished.
Awesome.
So Gregor third, Sarvok second, Heston first. Congratulations.
Way to be. That wizard is in the spot again.
I gotta say, during that last man standing, it was kind of fun because I just sat down next to the tree. Like I was just sitting there with my back against
I
the
know
tree.
you got somebody.
I had weapons in my hand and like I had a throwy and stuff, and I was just sitting down. Well, all of a sudden, Valnir came up, and I was like, "Oh, well, here's my chance." And he like, I started to, and then he looked at me, and I like put my stuff down, like looked around, like I wasn't doing nothing, and then he turned back around, and I was like, "Ka!" But I only got his arm. But either way, it was pretty cool.
I actually
But
saw that one too, when you hit him.
there was like 4 or 5 people that just walked right past me, didn't even realize I was playing. I was like,
Maybe it's because you had a shirt on that said NPC.
maybe.
She pulled a Tom. She was acting like Tom Sawyer, just sitting against the tree, like.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody else want to come paint this fence for me? It's so fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I should have sat there longer. It might have worked better.
Maybe.
It was pretty good, because I know right before I called it, I was standing and like we were pointing out who was at the boundaries, and Mercer's like, "Can you not stand right here? I don't want them to know I'm here." Okay.
It's fair.
So
Although you could have moved.
I could have.
Okay.
yeah,
Just making sure we acknowledge that. So after last man standing, what did we do?
we had somebody went to jail.
Oh, yeah, that was a big thing.
It was a huge, like, oh my gosh. We went into campaign, and I actually used the wizard's staff to stun Trinity.
Nice.
Took away his weapon, beat him up like Batman would, threw him in jail, and I made sure that I had four security.
Right.
They got wiped out.
Right. The
What
things came in force.
What happened?
I saw
They
it.
threw me in jail.
Yeah. But you know what the good thing is?
Did you have any copper on you when that happened? Because I was standing out at one point in campaign, getting surrounded by Fangs of Fenrir, and nobody was coming to my help. Which you didn't come to my help anyway, or
Oh.
Daveen didn't.
No, I literally was waving at him
we
from
were
town
like,
as he was being surrounded. You
And then I'm
deserve
like-
that.
And then I'm like
You
a
did.
silver to every Fang you kill or whatever, and everybody in town was like, "Ah!" And they just all went out there.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even
Worked
hear
out
that.
okay.
no kidding.
You owe me.
You didn't hear it,
I heard it. I still wasn't going.
but yeah, maybe next time you might be
To
able to
be
turn the
clear,
tide
though,
that way.
to be clear, we did turn the tide eventually.
Yes.
They were holding the heroes off for quite a while,
Mm-hmm.
and I had told him I wasn't going to fight today at all.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, they're not going to get this done unless I go over there.
Like it was terrible. They were getting wiped out, and I was just sitting over there like, okay. Oh.
They were also being really silly. They had them outnumbered, and they were still like just clashing into them like a wall. And I
Yeah.
was like, surround them.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, when I went over there, we cleaned it, and then I was able to get you
At
and
least into
rescue him
town.
into town. So I mean, it wasn't all bad. Then while I was doing that, they captured Gregor, put him in the chair. So then
'Cause
I
he
was
the
like,
only one left alive out there, and we
Yeah.
just like left him because he was the only one alive.
so then
We
someone's
all
like,
went to
oh,
rest.
now they got Gregor, and I'm just like, I'm too old for this. Like, I can't do. So then I had to go over, and fortunately at that point they just like left Gregor.
Yeah,
They just
were
like left him in the chair, and I'm like, well, this is an easy rescue.
Yeah.
But then I got Gregor too, and then you got exiled from town,
Mm-hmm.
probably for your crimes against Darvishan from last week.
Probably.
Yes.
Probably.
I'm
no one
totally on
no one
board.
even bothered to try to ask my reasoning on that.
That's not true. I asked around. I got some information.
Mm-hmm. I seen it with my own 2 eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody bothered asking you because you wouldn't have told the truth about it anyway.
That's true. You're still not telling the truth. We don't even know what's going on.
I mean, how many times do we have to say that he sits on a throne of lies and deceit?
That is true. You have said that a lot. So
I've never steered any of the marshals wrong.
that's true. That's true. So anyway, moving on. We did.
He's just like, man.
We
so much
participated
shade.
in Illidan's Gambit after that. Yeah, did
Yep.
that event.
Mm-hmm.
We had 2 rounds of that.
Yeah, I was calling that event that stopped everybody attacking me.
I saved
kind of.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, way to manipulate that situation.
No, it was me. He
Oh,
was down
you
there. He
called
was
him?
about to get got again, and I was
Mhm.
like, "Okay, the event's been called."
Yeah.
It doesn't. He still got probably 20 times today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He probably got no loot left.
Well, he'll just make more.
I have access to the coffers.
Like America.
Round 1. Yeah, you're not wrong. Round 1 of Illidan's Gambit went to Aridin and Pora,
Yep.
which was a pretty quick round. And then round 2 went to Sarvok.
For the listeners of the podcast and those that have been out, especially during the time that we tried that other setup for Illidan's Gambit, we did try just doing whoever won. So we actually let Heston start with it, and I let Wilson start with it the second time because I think he was the first one eliminated in Last Man Standing. I'm not totally positive about that part, but I went ahead and let him start with it the second round, so that it would skip the longer setup.
Yeah.
So, and I thought it went pretty well just doing it like that.
It did.
Yeah, there was some people that were pretty aggravated with how quick the first game went. It is what it is.
Yeah, and I'll say that's on me. I mean, do you think I should tell the reasoning behind that? I don't know if it matters.
No, I don't think so. I think we just have to do a better job of mixing it up.
Okay.
I do think it was a little quick,
Okay.
but I also didn't want to argue with you. I understood your reasoning.
Okay.
So, anyway,
I wasn't
Then-
there, but if I was, I would have argued with you just because I do.
Just out of spite.
yeah, that's fair.
I argue with him about everything on game day.
It's helpful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Thanks.
Really
You're
makes
welcome.
things flow better.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So this, then we did a patrol, which had about 40 people in it. One new person today, Jupiter.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it went okay, considering we weren't in our normal location and whatever. I thought it went well.
Mm-hmm.
It did.
Me too.
It went really well.
And I'd like to talk about the location thing a little bit later. I kind of want your guys' opinions on something, but
Let's talk about it now.
okay. So what I was thinking is, I think I did talk to you about a little bit about this, is I don't really like the idea of not really knowing where we're going to be sometimes until game day. And it's just like kind of crazy to go up there the night before to try to see if things are reserved and stuff. So I'm thinking maybe we'll try for a little while prioritizing the pavilions in this way. Like, and then you guys let me know your opinions on this. 3, so like if 3 is open, take 3. If it's not, take 2. If 2 is not open, just go to the gazebo and call it good. And don't try to go to any of the other ones ever.
I'm good with that.
Just because
That's-
it's simpler to know, everybody knows where we're at. That way, like if they can look and see if there's somebody at 2 and 3, then obviously we're going to be at the gazebo. They can start setting up there. I realize being the gazebo is a little bit smaller, but I really would like to have some kind of like standard that we use so that when we're doing it on a regular basis, we're not scrambling every single day, the day of, to try to like organize.
Right.
That's fair.
I agree. Yeah, it's during the winter we all know that when they shut down the park, we're going to be at 1, and then we just walk across the street and play on the hill. But if we don't have 3, then we always go to 2, and then if those 2 are done, that's when we're always like trying to be like, okay, where do we
Go to
go?
1, 4, or
Mhm.
5.
Just
Right.
split the difference. We'll go to the gazebo, and everybody knows.
And
Boom.
the initiation or the patrol, like you said, wasn't really too bad doing it that way. They
No.
were able to, there's a part where they're kind of like blocked from everybody. That amphitheater worked good for that.
True.
I
And I
thought.
do think, and I also would like to say that I feel like on most weeks, going to our normal location is an option. Just
Mhm.
today, there was like a disc golf tournament going
Right.
on or something that was not an option today. But I don't
True.
mind walking. There's a couple hundred yards
Yeah.
to the normal location.
To have a little bit better of an
Mhm.
patrol. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I guess that was kind of a unique situation, but yeah, if we ever need to, we can do initiation. We can do patrol there, and then if if there's not like a billion disc golfers over there like there was today, like you said, it'd be better to actually go across the road because I do think that location across the road is actually better for patrol.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
I think that it works out doing it that way because the pavilion doesn't have a reservation option. Like it's just normally it's just open. There's no way to reserve that really anyway. And for people that don't come all the time, the parking is still in the same place. So all you have to do is just go to that location, and you're gonna be 1, 2, or
Walk around
3.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also think that parking in that particular location will be better normally than it was today. There was a lot of people at the park today.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously our normal pavilion was reserved. Number 2 was reserved. There was some kind of tournament going on, a big church event right next to us. So parking was a little bit of an issue today, I think. But I think it'll just get better. Like if there's not so much going on in the park or whatever.
Yeah.
I think 1 was reserved for part of the day today too.
Well,
They
there
had
you
a
go.
birthday party or something
Yeah.
there.
And then also another thing is we don't ever use our. I mean, I think we only have like so many reservations that we can do per year, but we could use them. We haven't used any of them at all this year, so. If that ever comes up where it's like I guess a day that falls on a Sunday, that's like a day that people are going to be reserving it. It's like I don't know what days those are, but holidays or whatever. Then maybe
Yeah, I
we
think
can
we're
reserve it for
probably
those.
past that.
Yeah.
Well, for future,
Right.
Yeah.
next year, I guess.
Beginning of the
Because
year.
they stop reserving it, yeah. Because you stop being able to reserve it once it goes into winter, kind of like you were saying. Once the winter months come, they lock the doors on the bathroom and then don't allow people to reserve it. So
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't think it's really necessary though. I think that sometimes whenever people are up there and we're at the gazebo or we're at 2 and they're at 3 or whatever, like it does draw in a crowd. Like when people are having family reunions or whatever, like they'll come and watch and sometimes come talk to us
Yeah.
about what we're
Yeah.
doing and stuff. So I think just letting them have it is not a bad idea. It kind of pulls more people in
Yep.
to what we're doing. So
Yeah, I did see several families watching from their vehicles today.
At one point, people had chairs lined up. They were watching for a little while. So
I seen like at least a big family watching while we were doing patrol as I kept walking up the hill. And I mean, like, just families just standing there watching, and they were intrigued. So it's like, hey, we're kind of getting a crowd, whatever. So I think it's cool that we have it at the gazebo whenever it's booked like that. And I definitely want to say shout out to our players, because no matter what, whenever we have to scramble or we have to do something like this, they usually work with us. They're never given a bunch of negative feedback. It's usually like, okay, cool, we're there, we'll help. So I definitely got to shout out our players.
I mean, there was a little bit of negative feedback today, but we'll let that slide.
for the most part, they adapt to wherever we're at, though.
Yeah.
Kind of figure it out. Anyway, what we do
Yeah,
next?
I did hear just
sorry.
a few comments about it being a little small, and I
Yeah.
agree with that. But maybe what people could do is bring a couple chairs just in case we're at that
That's what we did.
Yeah.
gazebo. That way, in case you need them, you can, not necessarily sit at a gazebo, basically.
I had too.
Yeah, and I have an extra folding table too that I can bring. That round one.
That could be
Sitting over
helpful.
there.
That one table that was in my cellar too, I don't know if that's yours or whose that is. Somebody's. But
It was donated.
okay. Well, that one I have that one too. It's actually in the truck, so if we ever needed to, we can use that.
Cool.
I don't know. It's an option.
Awesome. And we had about 40 people today.
Yeah.
Nice turnout.
Mm.
It was
That's a lot of
beautiful
people for being in that little gazebo area
Yeah.
too.
True.
And
It
that's not counting all those people
day.
watching.
Watching, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, we had about 40 heroes out there today, and it was nice weather. Great day for LARPing. So,
I agree.
It's kind of wild when it gets.
No, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. It's kind of wild when it starts getting big enough that there's a bunch of people up there like that that you can't even really. I mean, I guess maybe we could. Maybe we should get a little better at that, trying to go up there and give them cards and stuff. But it's neat when it starts getting so big that there's just a bunch of spectators up there, and you just look up there and you're like, "Whoa! All these people are just watching. This is wild.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's kind of cool."
It was cool today.
Yep. Next thing we did was ditch
Yeah.
with a D.
Right.
Let's see, the heroes.
The heroes are the winning team, so I would just read them.
Okay, so the heroes were the winning team, and this is how they started. Am I correct?
I believe so.
Okay, so the captain was Sarvok, Mercer, Squishy, Trinity, Sir Cody,
Aja.
Aja, Rolford, Heston, Iridanapora, Agama,
And that's it.
and that's it. Our monsters were, the captain was Elizabeth, Gregor, Takimura. Wow, these are some, you're going to have to read that because it's too small.
Jupiter, Valnir, Halasia, Wilhelm, Little One, Wilson,
Torvald, and Raven.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And the winning score was actually,
Well, it should have ended at 3-1.
yeah.
I don't know
but it
what
was
happened in the
actually-
last one.
I told them that normally, it's 5 rounds because we always do best out of 5. And this is actually incorrect. It was 3-2.
Okay.
So, but the heroes won 3-2. Last battle on the third round, fourth round. Yeah, fourth round. The last battle, it came down to Valnir and Takimura.
Right.
And I mean, like, it was Valnir was winded.
Right. I will watch that fight. It was a good fight.
It was a great one, but the monsters took the final round. So nonetheless, the heroes won.
Fair enough.
So
We ended with a minion.
You met your quota, nonetheless quota there.
that's right, we did,
We ended with minion.
and we ended with Minion.
Daveen won.
High five,
Crazy.
bro.
Air 5.
Yeah, and you know what time it is?
Time for
Daveen's Corner!
All right.
With a high five to
I wasn't
myself.
really prepared for this, but let me see what I got here. Okay. So I want to say, this is a true story. This morning I probably spent an hour scouring the internet for jokes that I thought would be funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I really kind of fell short today.
Like you struggled.
What?
Yeah, like I feel like, I'm like, oh, I've read that one. I've read that one. And then everyone's heard that one, That's like where I'm at with the joke. So what I will say is anybody who has me as a friend on Facebook or whatever, feel free to send jokes. I may or may not use them because I could
Okay.
use some help. But anyway, I didn't find overly sexual jokes today. I tried. They just were lacking, okay?
Jeez.
But here's what I got. Did you know that if you hold your ear up to a stranger's leg, you can actually hear them say, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Okay.
I like that one.
All right.
Is that a true story?
I would say it
I'm
probably
gonna have
is.
to try that.
Yeah,
Try that.
try that and
Report back.
make sure you leave enough money for us to get you out of jail.
Okay.
You know?
And video it.
Yeah, we'll need it videoed too.
Like,
Okay.
can you like just go live on Facebook so
That'd
we
be
can
pretty
see
cool.
that?
Yeah, just be like, in any way, and like just put your ear up to somebody and see what happens.
Okay.
Understand there could be an assault,
Okay.
but
By them.
right,
Is this legal advice?
no.
Okay.
Nor is it binding. All right, the last one says, why does the bride always wear white?
Why?
Because it's good for the dishwasher to match the stove and the refrigerator.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and that was.
Daveen's Corner. Hell yeah, bro.
You want to tell me how funny you thought that joke was?
Oh, it was hilarious.
It was.
Hey, let us know in the comments if that was funny.
Let us know if you heard my eyes roll.
Anyway,
Anyway, yeah.
moving on. So you got something? You got a segment today?
Sure. I don't need a title though. We don't need to do the.
We don't
hoop
need
line.
to
Are you
name
sure? I
it?
can just
We
like
can
kind of
just
come
name
up
it.
one on the
Yeah.
fly.
No, that's okay.
Let's hear it, bro.
Mercer's
Game.
Games. Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
That was good.
Yeah.
Did you like that?
It's almost as good as North's responses.
Yeah.
I
Almost.
don't know.
Now you're gonna have to come up with something different.
Like North has not done for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'll figure out
We can
something.
call it Mercer's responses,
No thanks.
even though it doesn't make sense.
No thanks.
So what do we got?
We have a would you rather.
Ooh. Some of these are nice, and some of them are like, man,
They can hear your
I don't-
villain fingers going over there.
Okay. Would
It's
you rather?
escalating.
Would you rather be super fast or super strong?
Okay, I have a question about super speed.
Okay.
like how would that work? I can go super fast, so fast.
like you've seen the Flash, bro. You're the Flash.
Then I definitely want the flash powers over strength.
Okay.
You
Because
also
I feel
have
like
to
if you're
think
really
of-
fast, you could just run in the room and knock out some strong guy or whatever. Just grab a bullet and throw it at him if you're going super speed. Couldn't the Flash theoretically do that? I mean, I know he doesn't.
Theoretically, but we're talking like super strength, like Superman level super strength.
Well, I would just run away really fast. Then
maybe. But if you were actually trying to like
I feel like that would
combat
trump-
him, dude, I think he would mess you up.
I just imagine North in there like, retreat everywhere, running away real fast.
Or maybe grab something like wrap him up. I feel like speed.
No,
You're
I'm gonna
saying
be
the
honest.
strong guy.
I'm playing devil's advocate, but I'm definitely choosing super speed.
Okay.
Super strength holds no candle to super speed in this scenario, at least in my opinion.
Like almost no matter how strong you are, even if it's like Superman has super speed too, so.
Right, he can.
Might be
So
an issue.
they raced at one point, Flash and Superman, like around the world, and Flash like just barely beat him, I think.
I would choose super strength.
Okay, how come?
Okay, you can be as fast as you want, but if I'm like Superman or like, what's the dude from Marvel that turns into like steel?
Yeah, I don't know.
The
I mean-
Man of Steel.
No.
Colossus.
Yes,
Colossus. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
That's literally Superman.
Okay, so
Okay.
you can be as fast as you want.
Sure.
And you could try and like get a
Right.
running start and then try to punch me, and then I'm just gonna watch your hand break.
I mean, that's fair, but I don't know how much of
But
the
like, what if I
Flash you've
shuffle
seen.
in the
Hold on,
room?
wait.
Okay.
I've already got a counter to this.
Okay.
Technically, there's episodes where Flash will literally run in a circle around somebody so fast that it takes the oxygen away, and they literally suffocate to death. That is a thing.
Okay. Well,
So it really doesn't matter how strong you are, unless you have like the greatest lungs of all time.
but what if I just trip you?
You'd have to be really fast to do that.
I mean, if you're going in a circle, I'm gonna be like, oh, his
Like, you don't think they're coordinated when they're going that fast? Like, you don't think you'd be like, oh, there's a foot, and just like go over it?
no.
Plus, if you're talking about the Flash, if it's specifically the Flash and not just like super speed in general,
Okay, Flash, Quicksilver.
because the Flash can think really fast too, so he would be able to just like look down at your
I
foot
mean,
and be
can he?
like,
Doesn't
yeah,
everything like
'cause
go
so he
in
can
slow
process-
motion
yes.
because they're going so fast?
But it has
Mhm.
a whole like a gimmick that saves him from it being like an impossible, which is the Speed Force. It basically like surrounds him and whatever. Because otherwise, when you like grab a person to displace them, it's gonna like break all their bones and everything. Like you can't grab somebody and move 6,000 miles an hour
Right.
without their blood getting like you're gonna stop and then they're gonna just be like.
So anyway, for the would you rather question, I would choose speed.
Okay, you choose speed. I'm gonna choose strength.
Okay. What about you?
I would choose speed.
Are your eyes really strong? Can I run up and just jab your eyes and then?
Well, that was never part of the question.
I mean,
Or I just
I have
just
super
wrap
strength
you
in
up.
my eyes.
I just wrap you up with something. Just go around you really super fast.
like saran wrap him.
yeah, yeah.
And then I have my super strength, and so like blah.
That is true. I didn't really
I
consider
would just
that.
use TP.
Maybe something a little stronger.
I don't think it'd matter if he's got super strength because I don't. It doesn't matter. Let's move on.
I still win.
Okay. Would you rather only be able to whisper or only be able to shout everything you say?
Shout, definitely.
It's funny. I really was just going to say. I feel like this says a lot about somebody's character. So you would choose shout.
Oh yes.
What about you?
I'd rather everybody be able to hear me and get like be obnoxious than not be able to be heard.
That's fair. I get that.
I'm
about
gonna
you?
go with whisper.
Explain yourself on
Yeah,
this.
you don't want anybody to hear you?
If I want them to hear me, then I will lean in.
Be a creep.
This is how you get into prison.
I'm gonna lean in super
like-
close.
Remember that thing I just told you? What
No.
the fuck are you doing?
Let's hear it, bro.
Yeah, I would choose whisper too. I don't like
the fuck
the
are you
idea.
doing?
I don't like the idea of being obnoxious. Like if somebody wanted to talk to me, I'd be like, you come to me, you know,
Yeah, I would rather whisper too than
and I'd
shout.
just be like, hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear.
Hey, bro.
You want to be like, hey, little mama, how you doing?
And just stand outside. I just
It
be
didn't
like,
say you had to be aggressive. Like you should.
You're yelling.
Hold on.
how's
It says
yelling?
you have to yell.
How do you yell non-aggressively?
You just say what you need to say, only louder.
Hey, Mo, and just scream it like.
Yeah.
North, I
You
wanna
would sound
hear-
like a Scottish person, like, "Hey, little Lottie."
North, I want to hear your best pickup line.
I have no idea.
That's a shitty one, but okay.
I mean, to be fair, he has a girlfriend,
yes, but
so he doesn't need to use a pickup line.
hypothetical.
My pickup line is, have you ever heard of LARP?
Now, just imagine yourself yelling that.
Have you ever heard of LARP?
While I'm all like, hey,
Have you ever heard of LARP?
you ever heard of LARP?
That's not
All right.
whispering.
I feel like this
But
has
it's very
gone.
creepy.
This has gone off track.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Whisper, not creepy. Sorry. My bad.
Okay, let's switch it up. Would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors, or go into the future and meet your great-great-grandchildren?
Well, here's the deal, right? I don't have any children, so I'm definitely gonna go into the past. Cause like,
Or we hypothetically have children in this?
yeah, do I get a child in this?
Yep.
No, well, I want a child, so boom. No, I would go into the past, meet my ancestors.
Yeah.
That's
I
what I'm
think I
doing.
would too.
Yeah.
I would go to the future.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. I
That's
think
cool.
the past is boring.
How do you know the future would be any better?
I don't know. I guess it might be boring.
Do you
It might
like
be a
get to the
desolate
future and there's
landscape.
just like bombs everywhere?
I
you
mean,
know?
that wouldn't be boring.
He gets to the future and it's all like, dude, I went 25 minutes.
Yeah.
The earth is going to die.
25 minutes.
I'm going to my ancestors, because if I go to the future, I'm going to end up beating my great-great-grandkids.
Wow, you heard it here first, folks.
Assault. Domestic violence.
I think I'd rather go to the past just because I feel like the older generations have a lot of things that they could teach that is like lost.
True.
Yes.
You're gonna miss some antibiotics when you get there.
Well, I'm up to date on my shots.
I
It's
think
fine.
we're talking about other things,
I
like
mean,
morals and how to be a decent human
Yeah, but
being
what would
and how to
you-
work hard
Okay.
and those things that are basically lost on today's generation.
But you don't think that we live in now the best possible, like, as far as like advancement in technology, medical wise,
No, I
than
agree-
ever before in the
I
past?
agree that that's true right now.
yes.
I also agree
So how could the information
that
be
let's
more
just hold off.
valuable? Okay.
I feel like today's infrastructure is being held together by pins and needles by men who are no longer respected. And I feel like if we continue down this road 100 years from now, that if men aren't being respected in the way they were 100 years ago, that's going to all fall apart. Like this whole, like, you know, I mean, I'm getting probably into territory that I probably shouldn't be, but I don't like the idea of the future at all. I think it's going to turn out real sour.
Like there's a logical conclusion to some stuff that you don't agree with. Yeah, gotcha.
I just, like,
Afraid-
I love
afraid of
history.
change.
I love
Just joking.
history a lot. And so my biggest thing is, like, a lot of the things that are going on in today, just today alone, is a repeat of things that have been.
That's what they always say.
And I'm like, why do we not learn from our past?
Right. The
Which
best way
means
to
that
predict
you-
the future is to look at our past.
Is literally learn from your past. So that means if you have to open a book of secrets or look at, you know, the shade that was covered up, you go back, you look at it, you learn from it, and say, okay, I'm going to move forward. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to do better. That's my thing. I love history and I want to do better, and I want to make not just America, I want to make this world great again.
I think you guys went too deep. Like, I just want to go
I-
back
to
and
be
meet
fair,
the person
I-
that wrote the Farmer's Almanac, okay?
I just want to know who my ancestors are.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm as interested just because, like, I don't really, like, you get a couple generations from the current one, and, like, I have no idea who those people are. They might as well be.
That's fair. They may not even accept you. Like that's a thought too. Like you like show up and you're like, "Hey, I'm your ancestor from the future," and they're
Sup,
like,
homie?
"What did you say, boy?"
Right.
You know?
True.
You're like, how
Just-
you
I
doing?
guess they could do that in the future, too, though.
True.
Will they know me in the future? Will they be like, oh, that's our.
Probably not.
Oh,
No.
okay. Dang. I was hoping for
Plus,
some.
this is kind of a complicated question for you because you'll live till then anyway.
Right.
Unless he gets a stake through the heart.
Yikes.
You better straighten up your act.
I know. I'll come.
right,
I'll come next week.
All right, let's
with the
go.
I see
turtle
how
one.
it
Let's move on.
I got
Okay.
one more, but it's not as deep. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna make it deep.
Would you rather be able to talk with animals or speak all foreign languages?
Animals.
Yeah, talk to the
100%.
animals,
That would be so cool to like know what's in the head of like a lot of animals, like a grizzly bear. Are they just instantly pissed? Like you see them and they're like, "I'm gonna kill you," or is it like, "Keep your distance, bro, or we're gonna have problems"? I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it'd be cool.
Can you communicate back? You're saying talk to, so it's like
Yeah,
communicate,
like
you can
Doctor
communicate.
Doolittle
Yeah.
type stuff.
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think I would rather talk to animals too. People suck.
That's true. They really do.
I mean,
Well, you know,
There
like,
went my answer then.
I was telling somebody one time that I will stop for turtles. Like if I see turtle, it's gonna like
Oh,
cross
me
the
too,
road.
for sure.
I'll pull over and I like grab him and I'll run him across the road the way he was going, put him on the other side of the road. And I was telling somebody this one time, and they were like, I was like, yeah, and I won't even stop for a person, but I'll stop for a turtle, you know. And they're like, well, you know, a turtle won't pull a knife on you and like rob you or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I guess that's true. So
Yeah, some of them snapping turtles though take your finger right off.
yeah.
Right?
What I like to do is I like to collect the turtles, and then I've played like a lot of Mario Kart in my day, so I'll just throw them at cars, and try to
Oh,
make
yeah.
them spin out.
so full of crap.
Just do them like upside down so they'll slide
Sometimes,
appropriately. you
yeah.
know?
The problem is I've never found a red one.
That Holmes.
Yeah, yeah, just
Probably
a green
left
one.
Probably left a lot of red ones.
Yipes.
I'm not touching that. Okay.
I
So that was
honestly-
would you rather?
I would love
Yep.
to talk to other. I would know every single language. I want to
That's
be
what you would rather do?
C3PO.
People just use like a Google Translate then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
guess
you
I
could
need to
probably make a
start
crap
downloading.
ton of money.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But you could with animals too.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
if
that's
you were
true
like
too.
Dr. Doolittle,
Yeah.
they're like,
Right?
"What's wrong with my dog?
You'd be like
He
one of the
hates
most
you."
valuable.
Like literally get a new dog. This one says you suck.
Yeah. He wants to know why you only feed him green beans.
Literally.
You're fired. All right.
Just go to the zoo and get depressed.
Instant.
Like, what's wrong with the jaguar? They're caged.
Yeah, when I worked at the kennel, there was a lady that had a dog that, like, she had a crazy diet for him. She had those, like, little cups of green beans, and she would bring, like, little pieces of chicken. But she'd always take, like, a piece of her hair and wrap it around the chicken.
Stop it.
I guess she was
Wow.
worried that we were going to eat it. I don't really know. But it was, like, a crazy diet for a dog. I'm like, just give him dog food.
That's the part that you like. The
Wow.
diet is what you connected to, and not the fact that a lady takes a piece of hair and wraps it around a piece of chicken. Like that's
Or
weird.
do they wrap it around the container so she could make sure that we opened the container?
No, it
The
was,
hair
like,
was wrapped
on the
around the
chicken.
chicken?
Yeah.
And it was more than once?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty weird.
That's disgusting. That
Yeah.
lady sounds
and
like
I bet
a
you,
Dumbass.
and I bet you her dog is sick of it.
yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Oh, that you're snapping your fingers. That was loud.
I didn't
I
even
wonder
hear
if
it.
that lady regrets it whenever that dog goes and takes a dump and then.
There's a
I
little
mean, I
piece of
never
her
put the hair. I never put the hair in the bowl with the food. Like I
Well,
was
that's
like
kind of
pulled
rude
it out,
considering
but-
that's what the lady
What?
wanted you to do.
Yeah.
That was like the request of the woman.
That was the fiber of the
If you're
diet.
listening, we're sorry, lady.
You know,
I was like, why does this lady do this? Like I asked a coworker, and they're like, it's because she thinks we eat it, and if she puts her hair on it, that we won't eat the dog's food.
thinks
I'm
you
like,
eat the
why
dog
would we
chicken?
eat the dog's chicken?
all right, I forgot lunch. Go grab that chicken that dog was going to eat.
Oh, it's got a hair on it. Oh, can't eat it.
Just put some salt on it. You can
Just
get
eat the green beans. It's fine.
Anyway, the point was, I'm sure the dog was sick of it.
Dr. Doolittle. That's what I choose.
I choose Dr. Doolittle as well.
Me
I
too.
choose C3PO.
C3PO.
This guy.
Human cyborg.
Nah, I got Google Translate. I don't need to know.
Yeah. Though it doesn't translate it perfectly. You understand that?
I don't even use it. I don't care.
What is the Spanish?
So you can fluently, it would be like you could fluently speak any language.
Yeah,
Yes.
just literally understand everything everyone said. You could speak to them just fine.
Listen, I'm poor. I ain't never gonna meet nobody
That's
that doesn't
true.
speak the same language I do.
I'm here in St. Francis County. I ain't going nowhere.
That's right.
You'd be like,
You know what?
"What?" And I'd be like,
Hey, Pui?
¿Por qué?
It's too much.
I'm over there like potato.
Boil them, mash them, put them in a stew.
Anyway,
Oh man.
Anyway, I guess we need to get on the
Suggestion box,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know
You know
what
what
we're.
that was?
There's only a few.
That was
Mercer's
Games.
wow. We're really gonna have to do something different for that because I don't like it.
Well, you're the one that didn't have a name.
Yeah. And
You didn't give me that
how does
assignment.
it feel?
Okay.
Because this is what happened to me with nerds.
Nurse response.
Nerds response.
Nerds.
There you go. I'll just pass those around. I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
there's a
yeah.
whole lot, so. You like that little laugh I gave you there?
Mm.
You got an okay one? Everybody happy with theirs?
Have you read this?
Yeah.
Okay.
It took me like a long time to get it.
I feel like I should go last. I don't know what
Did
else
you
we
read
have.
this
But
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go first since I have two. It says, being in charge of battle taxes is stressful, but Sarvok chose good for ditch.
agreed. He won.
Yep, cool. Somebody shouting out Sarvok. Good job, Sarvok.
Good
Got
job.
a fan.
High five.
Hold on, I can do it.
Wow. That was a high 10.
We expensive.
20 if you count.
I do have to. Well, okay. I'm not gonna say that. Never mind.
Why do we let him do this?
I don't know.
Nothing. Go ahead.
You're up.
I already read.
Oh, I'm up.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
sure.
What happened to the shield bash ability that got suggested for Defender Warrior? Is that still being considered?
These things take time. That's the first thing I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and I can't remember what we settled on for that. I know
Oh.
we thought about something, but
I mean, we'll convene on it.
okay. Moving on.
We actually probably
Go
should
ahead.
make
I'm gonna
a
write it
chat
down.
where we can discuss things throughout the week. I
Yeah.
mean, assuming you answer, because I sent you something this week and you didn't respond. So
Hey,
You know,
I pressed a little hard at the bottom. It said send a reply or something. I don't know.
this seems like this might be a good time to go ahead and add our question in, just kind of at like a random time for the
Oh
comments.
I got
shit! Yeah, we
questions.
didn't even do that at
Yep.
the end of mine.
Got a whole list of them. You ready?
Yeah, ask a
All right.
question.
so while they are getting
you really
a
going to
question,
cut her off when
Oh.
she's in the middle of asking
Oh
a
my
question?
gosh, she has questions ready.
Yeah.
I do.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, you.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go.
We'll explain later.
What advice would you give to someone interested in trying LARP for the first time?
That's the question. I'm gonna wait and put my response in the comments. But I think this is a great question.
I think this might get me in on the questions. Really, I'd like to answer that. So.
That's really loud.
It is too.
So for first-time listeners or people, just so you know, we ask this question. You answer in the comments. Make sure you put who you are if we don't obviously know who you are because you've put a bunch in the comments before, and you will get credit for one extra participation in a game. So,
Okay.
In
Cool.
the Oracle.
and while you're at it, if you know, like and subscribe, that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not
And
already
hit that bell.
subscribed. Yep.
Can I
Ding
like
that
and
bell.
subscribe like additional times?
You
Because that
can-
would be pretty
you
cool.
can
You
like
can
every video.
unsubscribe and
I do
then
like every video.
resubscribe.
Okay. And that doesn't
And
help
then
at
you
all.
could do it like 2 times. No, it doesn't help really at all,
No.
probably, but
Okay.
you can do it.
That's fair. All right. You guys want me to read mine?
Yep.
What's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone?
I don't know what.
You will not hear an enzyme on Pornhub.
Wow.
Just for the record,
Thanks.
that took me like a long time to
It
get.
did. It took him a while.
Really?
I was like, I don't even understand this.
I've heard this joke like a million different ways, but it is very
I
funny.
had to think about it really hard.
This is a suggestion, and it says games should be explained on breaks, not during games.
So, can I add to
go
this?
ahead.
Because I know who put this in here, and I actually agree with them. So, basically, what they were saying is that if we're going to play a game where we know there's going to be new players that don't understand the game, in order to save time, we should pull those players prior to like figuring out or lining up the game, and basically explain to them how the game works. That way, once we set up the game, we just go. Because today we spent quite a bit of time explaining Illidan's Gambit to a couple of new players, and even then they still didn't really understand.
Yeah.
So I actually think that this is pretty good suggestion. So basically, for future reference, if there's new people there, we know there's new people there. We're going to play an odd game we know they don't know. We're going to pull those players before the game starts and explain how the game goes prior to lining everyone up.
Like whenever we go, hey, in 5 minutes from now,
Correct.
we're gonna play whatever's. Then
If you don't know how to play this particular, or you don't know how to participate in this event, please come to one of the marshals, or we'll have a designated marshal at the time. We're going to explain the game. We'll do that then.
and eventually, like that's what we'll do now. But eventually, I've already got 3 recordings of 3
Yeah.
games. It's like Minion, Last Man Standing, and something else. I can't remember. Maybe it's Odin's game. I can't remember what the other. I guess you don't know. But I
I
recorded.
think it was Minion.
Either
What
way,
are
it doesn't
those?
really matter.
Anyway, we're going to be producing those soon. So soon we will have event descriptions on the YouTube channel, and then instead of having to read them, so that we don't ever read them any wrong or do anything different, it's always the same every time. We can just show them a video. We can say, "Hey,
Sure.
look at this video."
I like that.
So,
Jailbreak. That's the other one.
oh, okay,
Okay.
cool.
Well, we just have one more then.
Oh, okay. Mine's a really cool one. It says, "Great day of LARP," and then also there's a question. So that was like a positive, affirmation
Sure.
there. And then we have, "How will summon monster work during the start of Last Man and events with respawns? Will a marshal play as the monster?" Particularly summon monsters. So if you're like a summoning wizard, at a certain level, you get to summon monsters that exist in the game, depending on their difficulty. When we go to like a new area in campaign, you unlock new type of monster to be able to summon. For Beastmaster, I don't want marshals to play their beasts, but for summoning monsters, I'm okay with that. Because
Interesting.
you come in and you die, and that's it. So it's not a
Okay.
big deal. I don't mind doing that.
Okay, cool.
But I don't want marshals to play people's beasts this time around.
That's fair.
Yeah.
With that being said, if you do have a summon monster ability and I'm not participating in a game, I'm happy to be your summon. It doesn't matter who it is. So-
Right. And yeah, and me too. So if you
Assuming we can, because obviously if we're short on marshals one day or whatever, and it's just like me and North out there, we may not be able to do that.
or like say Battle for the Crown, you need to kind of figure out beforehand whether
Yeah,
you're
we're not going to be
Yeah.
able to do that
No.
DMBFC.
right. You're gonna have to like figure that out.
But good question. We'll help you as much as we can.
Always.
And also,
I don't know,
and
maybe-
we've talked about this before. You can't like preemptively summon. These are things that you have to do like once the event starts. It's
Yes.
very difficult to do during Last Man Standing because obviously as soon as you sit down to do your summon, 6 people are going to run at you. They don't want you to have a summon.
Yeah,
I've
that's
done- I've
the
done it.
counter to it.
I played
Yeah.
Beastmaster one time. If I tried to summon a wolf, 8 people were coming at me. It was like a one-hit wolf, which they should. Any kind of number advantage is tough.
And actually, I may make that different to where it depends because can summoning. I know I'm asking a question of a game that like I kind of helped design or whatever. So, nobody may know this, and sorry that I don't. But does summoning wizards can they resummon theirs like a Beastmaster?
I have no idea.
Okay.
We'd have to look that up.
Because if we look it up and they can resummon just like a Beastmaster can, then I don't want marshals to play their monsters because I don't want a consistent person to be pulled out as a marshal to go be somebody's beast. That's
Right.
not really what they're there for.
I will say, at least when I had a summon beast, what I did was I would usually try to use somebody who was one of the first people eliminated from whatever event we played.
Right.
And typically, there's at least somebody that's happy to just get back in and fight.
Right.
But that's kind of the risk that you take when you play like a construct or summoning wizard or a beastmaster. There are times when you don't have somebody to summon as that, and that's something you just got to live with. So when you're taking that ability, understand there's going to be times when you're not going to have somebody to summon, and it sucks, but it kind of is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you have somebody that comes out there just to be your beast.
Right. Which eventually would be pretty cool. It could actually be better than being a regular player because you'll still get attendance. You would still get all that. You just would be able to be resummoned. So you'd kind of have multiple lives depending on their ability to resummon you.
That's
and even
fair.
at one point you could have armor and stuff. I know whenever you were high level, I said that the armor monster was only, or like when you had summon a beast with armor, it would only be like the one time. But I think I'm going to change that to where once your beast becomes stronger, every time you summon him, he is actually that stronger version. So you may actually end up with a beast that every time you summon it, it has full armor, a completely full armor guy.
I'm
which
cool with
would
it.
be pretty cool compared to that would be appealing. I think I could see where that would be appealing to a player to come in and play the beast over and over if they had
Sure.
full armor and could, like you said, had the chance to play a couple times. So
Agreed.
especially in campaign, that would be sick in campaign if you had a like I could even if I was a player hypothetically or whatever, I could see myself doing that as like coming out just to play somebody's beast in campaign over and over just because of the fun of it.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, well,
I like it.
I like it too.
I
Do we
like
have
it.
anything else we need to talk about today?
No, I guess that was it. I think the main thing I wanted to talk about was the new other location and the consistency about like trying to find a standard on the. So no, nope, I'm good.
Interesting.
That's it.
Yeah.
I would like to just reiterate too that we're not doing food on donations anymore. I have been bringing a few things that are for sale, but the water's still free. But other than that, if there's something there that you're interested in, you need to come see me or one of the other marshals to be able to help you get that. So it's not just a free for all anymore.
Okay.
In case anybody didn't hear that before.
Yeah, because
Okay.
there was like some Gatorade and some chips there today that I think people were just kind of taking, and those are not supposed to. I mean, we probably should have put a sign on it or something,
Yeah.
but we'll fix that moving forward. I would imagine.
Yeah, next week I'm just gonna put a sign up of what's available, and then everything is just $1. So I'll put a sign up of what's available, and I think I'm just gonna leave it in my car. So if you need something, just come to me, and I'll go get it for you.
Okay, and just to add to that, and I don't know if you want me to add this or not, I heard at the end of the day today, some people were saying, can they give the copper equivalent of $1 so you can exchange that? Is that something you're wanting to do, or just no?
Like if somebody gives you money as loot.
They would have to get 4 copper.
Oh, copper instead of.
Instead
That's
of-
up to you because you're the one in charge of like your. That's going to be your department that you are like. I'm not going to buy those back off you, so it'd be up to you.
Well, if he's not going to buy them back, there's no sense in doing that.
Right.
So far,
Unless you just want copper. Or something.
yeah, so far I don't really mind doing that because there's times whenever people want to buy copper, and then there's not enough printed or whatever. So if you're wanting to buy copper and I have it, then I'll sell it to you for the same as what it would normally cost anyway.
So potentially, depending on, as long as you aren't like, hey, I need the money.
So if you don't have any
Right.
cash, that Port Fate money, and
you just
you
have blood money.
you just have some copper or some silver or whatever, you might be able to strike a deal with Mercer Stitch.
Yep.
But, nothing's guaranteed.
Okay.
So
Nothing
far,
like-
as of right now, I am accepting copper. So if that's what you have, but it would be the same thing, the equivalent of $1. So 4 copper.
4 copper.
That
That's
works for me.
right. All right.
All right.
All right.
All right. All right. All right.
Yeah. Giggity.
You got my line?
Hey, Steve, let's get out of here.
Well, we hope you keep listening.
And
We hope you keep battling the name of our capital, Darvershan.
and
We hope to see you all next week.
Bye.